You're listening to Resource Network Radio. Well, good morning. You are listening live to Resource Network Radio, and we're here with the paranormal author, super award-winning author, Julian M Coleman. Thank you, Julian, for being here today. How are you?
I'm fine, and thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for taking time out of, probably one of the only days you have off, because I know you're a busy person and you've written quite a few books, and you're an award-winning author now, and congratulations to you on that. I was wondering if you could just kind of start off with telling us a little bit about your book that won for the Independent Author Network that in 2016, the Best Paranormal Supernatural Award, which is your book, Caesar.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I was really shocked that I won. I always, actually, the first review that I received was such a pan that it left me sort of weepy. And so it was one of those moments where I wondered, did I really have talent, or did I wish I had talent? But my editor at the time suggested very strongly to keep soldiering on, and that my talent was for real. So this award does feel like vindication. And Cesar was actually based on a real person. I just thought that that person had such a strong character, not necessarily nice, that it had to be captured in print, and that's what I did. So I used a real person and wrapped fiction around him, and it worked for me.
Well, I notice a lot of authors do that. They'll find something, obviously, you have to know what you're talking about, and then you wrap it around with fiction. How does your mind work to actually write fiction? That's what always blows me away.
I sometimes feel like, because I have such strange dreams, that maybe we don't know exactly what happens when we're asleep. We sort of, especially for those of us who suffer from bad nightmares, it's almost like straddling two realities, the one that exists when you're awake and then another reality when you're asleep. And so when I'm in that sort of sleep state and have all this weirdness happen around me, it's just natural for me to want to write about it. I can't remember a time when I didn't write, because it was just a way of alleviating some of that darkness. I know it sounds weird, but it is what prompts me to write the paranormal, the supernatural, and to follow people like Stephen King and Anne Rice. They seem like kindred spirits to me.
Yes, and obviously you have been compared to Anne Rice and Stephen King with your books, and and Cesar is actually part of a trilogy. Can you tell us a little bit more about the second book in the trilogy?
The second book is a continuation, naturally, of the woman, Angelina, who's able to, with the help and the love of her family and friends, able to break free from the grip of the demon. But her victory is not necessarily pleasant or long-lived, and Cesar is strong, and he is going to have his revenge. So that the whole plot of the second series is her developing from a farm girl to a successful businesswoman and living a life as sort of a hybrid. How does she balance life, real life, with a paranormal existence? And what some of the things that happen to her to make her feel like that she has to vindicate the darkness that has encroached upon her life.
Wow. And then that leads us to the third book in the trilogy, which is The Rise of the Priestess. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, too?
Well, The Rise of the Priestess is the culmination of love and hatred. Hatred for the demon Cesar that was a shadow on their family, and the love of a mother and her daughter to overcome the evil that has taken from them the warmth of a family and the normalcy of a life. And it just, I can't say any more about that without giving away.
But obviously...
It is,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say it is the sort of the crown jewel of the entire thing, because that is where the true revenge comes from.
An awesome trilogy, and obviously you can go to Amazon and find the Cesar trilogy, Julian M Coleman, and Coleman is Coleman. And you can find Julian on Goodreads, Facebook, Twitter. She's on Pinterest, Instagram, and you're actually participating in the Apparition Atlas's annual Haunted Halloween party, and taking over on Thursdays, which is kind of cool. And I know that they appreciate you doing that. And gosh, you got a lot of things going on. And you also have a book that's called Really Share. And if you could tell us a little bit about that, and then I have some comments about that too.
I have a dog, or she has me, and we have sort of a love-hate relationship. I love her, she hates me. What can I say? But I think that she's a rescue dog, and we sort of butt heads right out the gate. I've had her for almost 10 years, so she's had me for almost 10 years. We have to share my husband, and I've never had such a wonderful muse before in my life. She is a good friend, a pal, a confidant. I love her to death. I wish I could rescue all dogs, but when I have Cher, I notice things about her. Her intelligence is just amazing. She speaks to me with her eyes all the time. It feels like I always know what she's thinking. And if anything happened to her, I think I would just fall apart. So I had to write about her so that you could love her too.
I think that's really awesome. It's a great book. And again, you can find that on Amazon. It's Really Share, a story with the dog in it. And that's awesome that you're a dog lover also. And that, here again, you find in everyday life, and then, kind of put fiction around it to write a book.
True.
Yeah, which is pretty amazing. So, we want people, one of the things, as I'm talking to authors, it's really important that people go to Amazon and leave reviews, because Amazon has like algorithm things. The more reviews an author gets, then that moves the author's books up in rankings, and actually it gets seen more, and then hopefully it sells more, which is obviously what, you want to happen when you're an author. So we want to encourage people to go to Amazon and check out your site there, follow you, and pick up a book and write a review. And that leads me to your latest book, which is The Stolen Prophet. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it was a few years ago when I saw one of those billboards that listed a missing child, and I love children, and it just hurt me to my heart that that child was missing, and that children are missing all the time. And I wanted to write something about a missing child, but that giving that parent some kind of power to find that child. And that's where the Stolen Prophet idea came from, where a missing child is being hunted by the parent who has the power perhaps to find it. But in this case, the power is dark, and it's unchecked, and it has sad consequences. So right now, in the first part of the trilogy, the child is missing. There's a police investigation, and there's some red herrings and some surprises. But basically, it's a mother searching right now in vain for her lost child.
Wow, and it's getting 5-star reviews on Amazon too. Here's one. It says, just when you thought all the great stories have been already written, Stolen Prophet comes along and sweeps you off your feet. It only takes one glance at the cover and the outstanding titles, and you know that this is not your ordinary short. I highly appreciate this writer's effort and courage to write such books. And yeah, we want to encourage you. Go pick up a copy of Stolen Prophet, read that, write a review. And obviously it's part of a trilogy. Are you working on book 2?
Yes, I am, as we speak.
Well, a writer's work is never done, is it?
Never.
Well, that's really awesome.
Close my eyes and dream, and I have books in my head. I never suffer from writer's block. It's impossible for me to do that.
Well, I think that's what makes a writer successful. I mean, a person can't just write one book, put it out there, and think, oh, I'm going to be famous or whatever. It really is, a lot of different works that go along, a lot of books. I mean, any author that does get some kind of success has to be a little bit prolific. And obviously, like you said, you don't have writer's block. Are there other things that you have planned for the future?
Oh, absolutely. I have, right now I have two other ideas, I guess, fighting in my brain. So as I spend more time with Cher, we'll get that done.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I know that you're really busy, and I really appreciate that you've taken some time today to talk to us a little bit about some of your books. Again, want to encourage people, you can find Julian M. Coleman at Goodreads, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Gosh, you are all over the place, and you're getting really great reviews. You're winning some awards. I know that you're at Authors DB for their book cover contest. I know that the voting for that ends on the 15th of this month, so go there because Cesar is up for Best Book Cover for the year 2016. So go there, vote for that, and again, follow along and see what's going to happen next with Julian M. Coleman and her books.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, and thank you for being here today, and you have a great day.